What does childbirth feel like? Not sure if this is NSFW. Worst cramps of your life. Times 1,000. Maybe not 1,000. But a lot. The birth itself I honestly can't remember. That part was sweet relief after labor. I would also say that labor has phases. Even though mine were without any pause between the cramps. At first the cramps are lighter, and they take your focus. But then they ramp up so much that focus is not a thing anymore and the cramps become your whole reality. Visual field shrinks to near or complete zero, as does any thought, emotion, sound etc. Nothing matters because there's nothing beside labor that exists anymore. Then comes the pushing stage, which opens up a little more space for pure existence again. Thoughts, emotions can return, don't always do. Your body will push, even if you don't tell it to. It will overrule anything. It feels like your body isn't yours anymore, while simultaneously being more you than ever before in a very animal way. There's a big split between body and mind. Depending on it being first labor or not, this part goes different I think. First labor is more coherent. Births after are more body automation. You can feel something huge being pushed forward and slipping back. That might seem like it's not making progress, but it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You can feel the extra step forward because it hurts more. Then there's a moment where there's no step backwards anymore. This is the ring of fire. In my experience, this is worse the first labor. Everything is stretched over the max point and needs to get used to that before it proceeds. If you push then, you tear. So try to stop that. This is hard. Then comes the birth itself, which feels weirdly fast, wet and warm, slippery, big. It's a unique feeling. I don't quite know how to describe it. It feels important too, in a strange primal way. And it feels like an incredible relief. Everything from before melts away to the background. Then comes the breastfeeding, after birth, contractions and bleeding for weeks to get your uterus back to regular size. Emotional rollercoasters in getting to know a person who cannot communicate while being 100% depending on you for survival. Learning a new skill, breastfeeding, under huge pressure because your baby dies if it isn't fed. While healing. So, fun times. Still, I'd love to do it once more, because of how insanely special it all is. But I can't handle another pregnancy. Caesar mum here. I could feel the surgeon rummaging around inside my stomach. It felt like being on a roller coaster. Then the tugging as they yanked her out. It was gross. For me it was really easy. Being pregnant was the hard part. Giving birth I went to the hospital at 6 p.m. to be induced and she was born at 10:01 the next morning. I woke up at like 6 a.m. and they asked if I wanted my epidural. I said yes, but I wasn't in really any pain, just some mild cramping. Then I ate breakfast and sat with a peanut ball between my legs until the nurse said it was time to push and then pushed for 3 pushes and it felt kinda slimy but she was here. It's so overwhelming. It's so bodily and primal it feels like an out-of-body experience that our mere human minds can't handle. It's an act not made for sentience, it's incomprehensible and not something to be understood unless it's currently being experienced.